Okay, in our prior videos, we've talked about how you can use collaborations in Canvas to create a Google Doc for your students to work collaboratively on. We've also talked about how you can share a Google Doc that you created either in collaborations or just simply in Google Drive and add that to a module so that you can embed that activity right in context with the rest of your course content. But did you know that you can also use other elements of Google Drive the same way with Canvas by putting them into a module, putting them in context with what's going on in the classroom, and make those two programs work together, Canvas and Google Drive. So let me show you how to do that. I have created a Google Slides presentation called Introduce Yourself, where I'm going to ask the students in my science class to create a slide that tells a little bit about them. And I've created this template, and I've duplicated that for the number of students in my class that ask them their favorite school subject, what they like to do in their spare time, what they're excited to learn about in science, and then a photo so that I can put a face with their name. I've created an example slide so that it shows them what I expect it to look like. There's mine. And then what I'm going to ask them to do is I'm going to share this link with the students so that they can all pick a slide, create it for themselves so that I can get to know them and they can get to know their classmates. So the first thing I want to do is make sure I've shared this Google Slides presentation correctly. Right now, it's anyone with the link can edit, and that's the way I want it to be. Remember, it's just going to default when you create it to anyone with the link can view. You want to share that to edit because you want them to be able to create a slide. So once you have that, you're going to want to copy this URL so that you have it. Then I'm going to go into my modules. Now I've created a page to put this activity in context, and I'll take you in and show you that in just a second, but it basically just tells the students what I want them to do. Now what I'm going to do is go to the plus and add an element to this Canvas module, and I'm going to make it an external URL, and I'm going to click on that. The URL I'm going to put in is the one I copied from the Google Slides presentation in my Google Drive, and then I'm going to name it. And add item. When I do that then, and I publish it, when students go into this module, they're going to get directions for what I'd like for them to do with this activity. And remember, that is really important. You want your activities to be put in context for your students. That's best practice. That is the purpose of a module, is to create a place where your lessons flow in a linear way. So here's my expectations here. When they click next, you're going to see that Google Slides presentation will load automatically, just like it would have if I would have sent them to Google Drive alone, but now that's embedded in context. And again, I can't stress enough how important that is. You can see who's on which slide. Remember, the little boxes will pop up. Because I got this open in another tab, it's saying that I'm in there on that. But if you had 20 kids in here, there'd be 20 boxes lit up here, and they'd each select their own slide, fill it out, and then by the time we're finished, we'll have an introductory presentation for the entire class. So as you can see, Google Docs are not the only Google Drive element you can put into your Canvas modules. You can do the same with Google Slides, and it's just a way, again, to foster that collaboration with the students in your classes.